Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's what if is what if Bardock went to Yardrat part 3. So last time we left off with Bardock forgetting something. He must need the Dragon Balls. Bardock does manage to get the Dragon Balls and he makes his wish. And he makes 3 wishes, which you guys will figure out soon. So the 7-year time gap does happen, and eventually all the fighters does want to meet up with each other since there is a tournament coming up. Of course, everybody do group up. Everyone is excited to meet each other or to see each other again since it's been a while. But especially people are shocked with the people with Bardock. It's of course Gine and Raditz. Bardock did make the wish for Gine's soul to be on Earth and to bring her back to life. And since Raditz did die on Earth, he only really needed to wish him back to life. Of course, some people know who Raditz is, but nobody knows the female Saiyan. Of course, Bardock does introduce her, saying that this is Kakarot's mom, or Bardock says my wife, named Gine. Gine is happy to see everybody, especially Kakarot and Raditz. Goku, of course, tries his best to be happy to see his mom, but he clearly forgot about his mom. And of course, Gina is happy that she has grandchildren. And of course, Raditz is just angry at his brother. And he doesn't want to be here, but since there's a tournament, he'll like to test his skills. Really, the tournament will go the same with Gohan getting his energy taken. Of course, Bolshevik and Yamu does dip, but Bardock does manage to use one of his Yardrat moves and use his Spirit Vision and does take the energy and gives it back to Gohan. Eventually, they do make it to where Bobby's ship was. Bobby did kill Spochevich and Yamu for not having any energy. Of course, Bobby does go back in his ship, and Deborah does still kill Kibito. Since there's a lot of people, he does split it in 3 people: Raditz, Krillin, and Piccolo. Of course, with there being more people, of course, they all go in Babadi's ship. And with there being more people, it's easily to take care of Pui Pui and Yatcon. Of course, when it's Deborah's turn to fight them, Gohan still wants to fight Deborah. Bardock said that he should. So Gohan and Bardock does rock, paper, scissors. Of course, Gohan will win, and I feel like the battle would just go similar since Gohan's been slacking off. Even with Bardock there, of course, Deborah will go back to Babidi. Deborah does suggest that they possess Vegeta, and of course, Babidi tries to get into Vegeta's mind, but Vegeta easily breaks out of that. He doesn't have a grudge against Goku, since during the 7 years he did train with Goku. Since Goku isn't dead, he knows where his power level is at with Goku's. So it doesn't work, but there's another person he can still possess. Bardock. Bobby does get into Bardock's mind and try to bring him back his evil ways. Bardock is trying to break free, but it's very hard for Bardock since Bobby keeps on saying that he failed the Saiyans since he couldn't defeat Frieza back then. Of course, Bardock does transform into Super Saiyan 2, and he did learn Super Saiyan 2. And he does get turned into a Majin. Of course, Babidi does teleport them away to the tournament arena. Of course, Bardock will want to fight Goku, and Goku decides to fight with Bardock. They do teleport to somewhere else. Of course, Vegeta and Gohan and the Supreme Kai will go back to Babidi's to see if they can kill him. Of course, Bardock's and Goku's battle will go similar to Vegeta's and Goku's battle. They're both in Super Saiyan 2, and Goku's holding back. He knows he still has Super Saiyan 3, but he noticed the drain in Ki, so he decides not to use that form. Of course, with Gohan and Vegeta, they do eventually go to Bobby's ship, but Vegeta's teleported somewhere else. Bobby is making sure Vegeta doesn't get close to the ship because he's way stronger than Gohan. Of course, Deborah will fight Gohan again. Babidi is getting the energy he needs, but he's not even close to where he can revive Majin Buu. Vegeta gets annoyed that Babidi keeps on teleporting him far away. Of course, Vegeta does get super annoying and turns Super Saiyan 2, dashing to where Gohan and Deborah is at. Of course, Babidi tries teleporting Vegeta, but Shin decides that he'll stop Babidi. Of course, he does with a little struggle, and Vegeta did manage to get to Babidi's ship. With Vegeta annoyed, Vegeta does do a Big Bang attack, easily killing Deborah. Or injuring him, but they still kill him. And Vegeta does blow up Babidi's ship. Babidi does survive with his barrier. But once they see him alive, they try to kill him, but he does teleport somewhere else. Shin follows him and teleports with Vegeta and Gohan. Eventually, they does manage to predict where he teleports and actually kills him. Of course, Bardock's and Goku's fight will be over since Babidi dies. Bardock Majin symbol is now gone from his forehead. Bardock is wondering what happened, but Goku said he'll explain later. Of course, with the Dragon Balls, they do manage to bring back Kibito. Of course, Kibito and Shin is happy, and they do teleport with the egg so Beerus can Hakai it, or dispose of it. Of course, everybody is happy, and they go back to their lives. Of course, Bardock does train with Raditz, and Raditz will be able to achieve Super Saiyan, and Bardock does get a little stronger. Eventually, Bulma's birthday is around the corner, and everybody does go. Of course, Beerus does still show up, but with there not being a Majin Buu, it goes more peacefully. But Beerus will still want to figure out or fight the Super Saiyan God. Of course, no one would know the Super Saiyan God. They still all try to fight him, but there is no challenge to Beerus. Beerus is disappointed, but eventually Goku has the idea of telling Shenron about the Super Saiyan God, or bringing him here. Of course, they summon Shenron, and Shenron does tell them about the ritual. And I don't really see Bardock getting the Super Saiyan God ritual, so as normal, they might give it to Goku. The battle will go normally like canon. Eventually, they would go to Beerus' planet to train, and also Raditz. Bardock did have to talk with Raditz, telling him why he didn't really like Goku, and of course Raditz explains that because Goku killed him, and Bardock convinces Raditz to just get over with. It was his mistake, or he was forced to bring Goku, so it really wasn't his fault, and he should just stop getting angry because he was evil. Raditz does eventually get over it and does decide to train with the others with Beerus' planet. Of course, Raditz is all the way weaker than all the Saiyans. He does learn Super Saiyan 2, and they also get new drip. And eventually, Frieza is back alive, and he does go to Earth to get his revenge. Of course, it will go similar, but Goten, I forgot to mention that Goten and Gohan does train with each other more, since they're more motivated to train, since Gohan couldn't protect his brother and Goten was weak. But even with their training, they're still not enough for Frieza. Eventually, the Bardock and the others do make it, and they decide who's gonna fight Frieza. They all do a tournament of rock, paper, scissors, and Bardock do win. Bardock turns to a Super Saiyan to see Frieza's face, but Frieza's not even shocked and turns to his final form. Of course, Bardock and Super Saiyan do fight Frieza, and they're both pretty even. The fight will go normally to base Goku and final form Frieza. Frieza says he's gonna stop holding back and show Bardock his true power. Bardock watched the show while Frieza transforms into his golden form. Now Frieza says it's time for Bardock's torture, but Bardock says that he also has a new form, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. So they do fight, and Frieza actually has the upper hand. So Bardock decides to have a little fun, and he does make clones of himself. Of course, this is a Yardrat move, the clone technique. And Bardock did perfect this, so his clone does have the same strength instead of sharing the strength with his clone. So him and his clone does fight Frieza together, and they manage to beat up Frieza. But Bardock feels like having more fun and makes dozens of more clones. Everybody thinks this just looks ridiculous, but Bardock is having his fun. So yeah, eventually Bardock makes one of his clones giants. Frieza just wondering, Frieza is just getting beat up and torn up by all these Bardocks. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to laugh. Eventually Frieza does go back to his final form, losing, and he's still getting beat up by all these Bardocks. Eventually Bardock will want to finish off Frieza, and Frieza is just blowing up the planet. He lost way too much energy, and he was way too beat up to even do anything. So Bardock does manage to kill Frieza. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I just remembered that Bardock has healing, clone powers, and other powers from the Yardrats. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. In the next part, let's get 10 likes for the next part. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.